Peace, family, rise and shine. Sending out my love and light to the class, to the world, to the universe, to the cosmic ascended masters. Now, today's class, I definitely want to do some MK Ultra, which is some stuff that I be talking about, and I'm like, a lot of my brothers don't and sisters don't even know what the hell I be talking about, and I'm not sick of it, but it's just like it's there, it's out there. This all this information that I try to speak on is they call it conspiracy theorists or whatever you want to call it, but it's information that gets me to think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Of you know putting my faith in man, put it that way, or my trust in man. And you should never do that because man, we can be who we are. I'm not perfect. We can be deceived. We can, be pulled different energies, especially if you don't have that moral compass, or yeah, the moral compass. Yes, rather, you're born with it because we're all born with it. But I think some of us are more on the dark side than others, and it's just you can just look at history. Just look at. I'm rambling, but let's get into the classroom. Uh, the name of this podcast. Shout out to Dark History Podcast. All right, so that's where we're gonna learn with a young lady from Dark History Podcast. Oh shit! Wait. Part self. All right, this is for you, Be Lavish, and all my little bros, man, that I be talking to, rather, about stuff like that.
Hi, friends. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. My name is Bailey Sarian, and this is the Dark History Podcast.
Bailey Sarian.
Welcome.
Look
if
at that
you're a curious
name.
cat like myself, then let's go on a journey and let's learn something
she's a
new,
Wicca.
shall we?
I bet
Today's story, it's kind of wild. But let's start with a question. What do Charles Manson, Allen Ginsberg, the Unabomber, and my Uncle Bob, who lives off of the grid, all have in common?
She got an Uncle
They
Bob
all claim that they were test
grid.
subjects of the government's secret mind control experiments. I didn't say it, they did, okay? Now, if you know me, if you know anything about me, you know I love a good conspiracy theory. Like, we never went to the moon. The Earth is flat. Avril Lavigne died and was replaced by a body double.
What?
Now, do I believe these conspiracy
I never
theories?
heard that one.
No. But I enjoy a good bedtime story with like a side of paranoia. And why not? Life is short. Have some fun. It's just fun to imagine that this might be true. Why not? So if you're interested in conspiracy theories like myself, then you are probably familiar with the big old daddy conspiracy himself, MK Ultra. Well, to make it clear, this is no theory, friends. What if I told you the government was testing on thousands of unwilling patients all over the country in the hopes to achieve mind control?
Unbelievable.
Oh, yes. Or what if I
Look how
told you
she's
that the
saying
CIA was cutting up cats and putting microphones in them to create little adorable spies? It's cute, but weird.
Whoa.
What if I told you there was a CIA agent whose job it was to sit on a toilet, pants down, sipping a martini, watching people have sex, all in the name of national security?
Unbelievable.
Would you believe me? Well, by the end of this you will. Now, I know what you're thinking. This couldn't sound any more like a conspiracy theory. Like, okay, Bailey, let me go get my tinfoil hat. But let me tell you, listeners and viewers at home, the CIA's documents on this issue were released, and the story we're telling you today, it really happened. Okay? This actually happened here in America, land of the free.
You could have paused
allegedly.
that.
Well, not even allegedly. It really didn't happen. So let's go on a journey and talk about some juicy government goss and maybe understand how the hell we got to that point. Shall we? Let me open up my book of secrets to a blank page with nothing on it. Right here, page 1. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's start with a guy named Frank Olson. Now, Frank was a little smarty pants. Okay, he was a biological warfare scientist. And then in 1953, the CIA reached out to him in hopes to work together and develop some kind of new technology they wanted to use. Frank agrees, and the CIA tells him that they really want to develop some like kind of mind control technology, and Frank would be the best one to do that. I know, already I can tell I'm losing you, but they really did hire someone to develop actual mind control technology. I'm not just saying that. At this time, the CIA was wondering, hey, can we get control of an individual to the point where they will do like whatever we want and then they won't remember any of it? And Frank was like, yeah, I'm sure I could like help you out with that. Let me get started. Now, Frank was passionate about his new project. He wanted to help the CIA and keep America strong. But as time went on, Frank was noticing something a little suspicious going on. Day after day, he would come into work and see that the CIA was, maybe abusing their power. There was one instance where Frank witnessed a few interrogations that were a little inhumane. Then there was another time when he started to see the test subjects being tortured extensively and brutally. Frank read over his job description and he's like,
fair use too as well.
If I didn't say that, here about
fair
having
use,
to kill
please.
test subjects or participating
It's all
in
educational.
inhumane. So he's feeling like a
And
little
don't take
guilty.
it-
He was really affected by
You know,
this.
do your own research,
He was
like I
very
always say.
upset.
Take it with a
So
grain of salt.
Frank, he put his foot down and decided to say something. And
Do
he's like,
your
hey,
own
guys,
research,
you guys,
please.
I don't think this is a good idea.
And I won't
what
be the
you're
only
doing."
one fucking talking
So
crazy.
then he gets invited to a men's retreat.
Well,
and he's like, oh my God, cool.
out of
men's
the box,
retreat, bonding
you
with
say
the
that.
coworkers. Love that. So Frank gets to the retreat and he's handed a drink. And they're like, here, you're thirsty, Frankie? And he's like, oh my God, yeah, I'm so thirsty. So he's taking a drink, as you do. And some time goes by, and
This
Frank
girl,
notices
weird.
that he's feeling a little funky.
woman.
The walls all of a sudden just start melting. The piano in the corner is speaking Mandarin. He can smell the color purple.
Huh?
And he's like, something ain't right here. Something ain't right.
The color
And
purple.
that's when it was announced to everyone in the room, like an announcement
I
was made.
remember that
Pay attention, everybody.
fake ass movie.
And they're like, hey, so your drinks were actually laced with LSD. It was their turn to be the test subjects.
Oh shit.
They told them after they consumed it. Was it a
They
good time
drank
at least?
LSD? Oh
No.
my gosh.
No, it wasn't. Frank was in a new setting, surrounded by people he's not even sure he can trust. Well, obviously he can't because he just was given a drug against his will that he has seen being used to torture people. So with this mindset, it led to Frank having a very bad trip. Oh, yeah. Luckily for him, he makes it out, and once he leaves the men's retreat, he has this feeling of great sadness, regret. What has he gotten himself into? He doesn't even know anymore. How could these people he trusted and worked for turn the tables and now treat him like a test subject? He went to a coworker and he confided in them about how unhappy he was in the position and that he didn't like where all this was going. So days go by. Frank was just feeling worse and worse. He couldn't sleep, he couldn't concentrate, and he was having trouble spelling words. Now, these were things he could easily do before this little men's retreat. Now, was this all because of the LSD he was given? Question mark. It was suggested to him that he be hospitalized, which Frank agrees to. And the hospital that was recommended to him, it was out of town.
Oh
and
my
they only
gosh.
checked patients in during the morning. So Frank, his doctor, and a CIA coworker who were there to assist Frank and make sure he gets checked into the hotel the night before and then take him to the doctors or the hospital the next day. So they're all there. There's the three of them.
Unbelievable.
They go to the hotel. The three of them that night have dinner, and Frank told the CIA agent that he was looking forward to his hospitalization because it was going to give him time to regroup, read some books that he's been putting off forever, maybe watch some TV, So the night comes to an end. Frank goes back to his hotel room, and what happens next, my friends? Well, it's different depending on who you ask. So Frank never made it to the hospital the next day because he allegedly jumped out of the hotel window and fell to his death.
Oh my goodness.
A suicide. But here's what many think really happened. You see, the night before Frank's quote-unquote suicide, a phone call was made from his hotel room. Now, this phone call was made to somebody within the CIA. And allegedly, this caller wanted to let them know Frank had died. Now, that's very unusual because Frank hadn't died yet, unless that person making the call.
Wow. You heard that, man. That shit. Watch her channel if you want to get more of this dark history. You know I can't go that far because then I won't be able to post it. All right, so do your research on everything, man. Please be open minded. You know, stop being so closed minded, like you know everything, like you really know this world. One time for the one time.